Hello buddy, welcome back to another episode of Just Fed where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we began our side quest bonanza, or just our side content bonanza for a long time. By the way, I think I neglected to mention this last episode, but we're gonna be doing a side content for quite some time. So if you're not interested in any of this side content, well, I think you'll probably be able to see when I continue the main story. Maybe I should try and make a mention of that in the video title when we're going to be doing main story stuff again, or like actually interesting stuff. I guess whatever. You can just choose whether or not you find this interesting or not. I'm just going to continue anyway. Bugger off, can't you see I'm having a civilized conversation with this poxy horson? Slash me. In a very cute way. What, you blaming me cause this little shite shat his own pants? Oh, bugger, I'm a bugger, bugger, I'm... What? Bugger and... Wait, what did you say? Well, bugger him and bugger you too. There we go. That's what he said. That's what she said. No, no, no. Anything else you want? It don't concern you, so bugger off. Slash me. You wanna fight me? You know, your friend there, the 12th damn cheat, think he can charge us more because we're foreigners, but he'll get his own back, mark me words. What a bunch of assholes. What's corpse groom again? Don't remember. Slash me! Away! Oh, come on now. It was disrespecting my proud sea folk heritage. Fine, I'll leave the bastard be, but we ain't finished. Oh my god, I'm just like bullying people. The hell's your problem? Maybe she likes her rough. What are you supposed to be? A bleeding lady in waiting? Bah, I don't mind. You've gone and spoiled the mood. Holy crap. Kick that guy's ass. I'm about to whoop some ass. Right. Slash M. No, me. Hubba 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 hubba. Hubba hubba hubba. Just who the hell do you think you're speaking to, maggot? I'm Farmer the Driven. And me and my bloody marauders have been raving so long, mothers scare their children with tales about us. Don't believe me words? Then I'll let me axe do the talking. Cutscene time. Oh ho. This is lively even for the quicksand. You two going to put on a show for us? What's this, another goddamn fool? Show me some respect when you talk to... Farmer the Divine, leader of a troop of bloody mummers or some such. I heard you the first time. Your voice carries quite well. Unless you want me to split your skull with my axe, you better. That sword, it couldn't be... Frenzy? With only the sword of Nald would... Bloody hell, it's you. You know, I've never been one to stand back and watch. Mind if I join the fun? But begging your pardon, sir. Why do they always do that? Looks like it's just you and me. Standing up to that Laminzin was quite brave of you, and quite foolish. I think I like you, Gladiator. Name's Albus, and I'd buy you a drink, but I'm afraid I just spent the last of my coin. I used to be a young gladiator like you, then I took an heir to the knee. No, back then but that hardly concerns you. These days I'm just an explorer of the unexplored, a seeker of as yet unknown experiences. Like that beautiful stranger keeping my bed warm right now. Gods, Mr. City. This wonderful desert jewel of debauchery and sin. Now, if you'll excuse me. Well done. I swear, if I hadn't seen Aldous in my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it was him. Everyone here thought he died years ago. Listen, Lynn, do me a favor and don't tell Mila about meeting Aldous, right? Alright? She doesn't need this sort of drama. Why? Well, let's just say some folks ain't good for one another. Oh yeah, drama time. Let me go and take a look though, because that is in the... I guess I should go and deal with these first, and then I'll go and finish off these side quests. Or like I'll go and... Oh shit. I might need to do something else. Let's go. Let's go back. And do another stretch. Eee. I love stretching. Let's go and take the Ethernet. Yes, not the Ethernet. It's Ether. They say it like Ether, not Aether. Which used to bother me, but now I'm just used to it, so whatever. I've already heard of your exploits at the quicksand, Lyn. You did well to send those marauders packing. I wish I could say we've heard the last of them. Alas, we've received reports of axe-wielding raiders assaulting merchants traveling through Scorpion Crossing. It would seem words will not suffice after all. I want you to finish what you've begun, Lyn. Head to the Western Stanland and see that Farmer, that Driven, and all those who have shared in his crimes never trouble the people of Ul'dah again. And I was correct. Would have been handy when all these quests were identical. But that would probably make them a little bit boring. Let's go on first to the gladiator one then, I suppose. Hello. They tore me from my saddle and took everything I own. Bring my goods back to me, I beg of you. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, Mark. Also, I haven't talked about this. Okay, I block 13% of damage, apparently, at the moment. I think it depends on how good your shield is. So anyway, we got Total Eclipse. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Which is just an AoE. It's an AoE around you. Just like, you know, the way that Marauder/Warrior is now. It used to be different. Let's go and grab the caravan. Oh, there's more enemies. Well, before we do that, let's go and first do ourselves a good old hunting log kill. Or a couple of them, really. Need to beat only 3 of these, okay. I do like the way that I'm doing this right now, though. This works. Just kind of multitasking in a certain way. Which is very good, because there's a lot of work. There's a lot of fucking work to be done if I want to get all of these jobs leveled up. But normally it's not too difficult, I would say. Ba, ba, ba. What? No. It's because I'm in the level of this freaking fate that I can let these guys attack me. Right. Let's go and get this caravan sack. A concentration of angry curses assault you. This dude's using the old overpower. What a dingus. What an idiot. Murderous marauder! Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Let's go and get those goods back. They told me from... Yeah, I know. Let me go see. What does it say? Bags such as this one carrying merchandise are always attractive targets for highwaymen and bandits. 12 bless you, adventurer. If it weren't for good women like you, I'd never leave my home. Alright, so that's that. And then this is harder than rock, so that is for my pugilist. You know what? Since we are like switching between these quite a lot right now, I'm gonna put these in my Also, oh, I was like, why is Marauder over here? Let me go and equip this set for a moment. And let me go and, you know, equip this. And let me go and update my gear set. So instead of Marauder, it's gonna be Warrior still. There we go. I was about to say, like, that could have been very bad. Let me go and put Warrior somewhere around here too. Then we have Thaumaturge and Gladiator. There we go. This is gonna make it much easier for me to just switch between these. Just like that. Right, I need to go and punch this too. Punch the stone. Show it, the might of your fist. It is surprisingly sad to see Earth sprites die. I want you to take a look at their death animation. They like fall to the ground, then their like crystal becomes inert, and for some kind of a reason it makes me sad. Alright. Now we got Snap Punch, which is our first attack that is a positional attack. So it does 280 potency damage when you hit an enemy in the flank. And only 220 if you hit it from anywhere else. So it is a pretty good idea to hit the enemy in the flank. If you can, of course. When, well, I think even if why does this? Oh, I see now why. I remember why I was pressing E instead of that. That will become apparent later on, by the way, why I'm doing it this way. I think you can technically get to the side, but I'm not sure. I've also not used like True Punch in a freaking or True Strike in a long time. I need to kill 4 of these, okay. There we go. Let's go and switch to Thaumaturge, and there's more enemies to beat. This time, however, we're gonna beat them a lot slower because I'm Black Mage. Ah, shit. You see what I mean? Having to avoid AoEs as a Black Mage is hell. I would like to say that like the beginning of Black Mage can already deter people from playing Black Mage. I know a lot of people who started with Thaumaturge and would just like, the moment that they could, just fucking switched because it was not fun. And I can definitely see that, because early game Black Mage is not particularly my type of fun, I would say. Or isn't really like something that I would call fun. We're gonna take a look. Because next up it's these things in Central Standard. Okay. Alright. Dried fish. The heat of the Thanalan sun only makes the odor of this long dead wavekin that much more unbearable. Pfft. What was that? Was that a core horn that I just heard? Could have been. Circling Vulture. If you're wondering, the potency of thunder does not get increased by being in a certain elemental thing. There we go. Right, now we gotta go and deliver that to your boy at the Silver Bazaar. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Go for the fee then. Tender white beet suited for your taste. Tastes remarkably like a chocobo. Oof. Hehehe, there's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, Thaumaturge. Did you say Thaumaturge? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Ah, Master Alchemist, what brings you out to our bazaar this fine evening? The lady just slew herself a plump vulture. You'd be surprised at how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon. And that's not the sort of flesh I have a taste for, you understand. My brothers, not again. Buh? Alright, let's go. I guess I can do this first. Kikipu. These freaking Lalafell names are quite something. Also, why did I... Oh, it's because I killed like one character and somebody else finished it or something? Or it failed or whatever. I just got some fate rewards, but... What's the bloody point, really? Let me take a look at my seals, actually, at 530. I need a lot of seals to get myself a promotion. Alright, I got 3 storm seals. Nice. And 1 gil. Welcome, Lynn. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It is truly the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by heinous injury. It's one of the easier trials, if you ask me. Keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of an arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by the distant duelist distressed by my deadly downpour. Cringe. We thaumaturges excel at offense, but fail miserably at our defense. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for knights and dead mages. Lynn, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerer's destruction. So it's true, Bookie. Don't try to hide from me, Bugo, or Yubani, or Bezi, or Boha. Kokobusi, what are you doing here? You promised you would teach me next. Well, yes, of course we did, Bussy, but Lynn was here most insistent. Once again, you brushed me aside in the hope that I abandoned my heart's desire. Why do you deny me? I hate you, all of you. Please, Bussy, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. You know how delicate Bigo is. That was Kokobuzi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a thaumaturge like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild, but he yet yearns to walk the path of thaumaturgy. Such is Kokobuzi's determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, thaumaturge, and I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. Alright, what am I going to get? This should only give me 1 normal defense. The hat seems to be the best option out of all of this. You also get a new staff. Go and equip the staff and the hat. Well, it's really weird because now you now you can't see like the I don't even know what the name is of the thing, but like the hair in front of her over here, and you just have this like arrow like a freaking avatar. Okay, we're level 7, so we're pretty dang far away from getting the next job quest, so I think I might want to go out on some hunting log shenanigans, maybe some side quests, depending on some things. But let's go over to the Pugilist Guild first. And hopefully get something better looking than this fucking Imperial pot helm. Because it looks pretty dang bad. That's my only issue with, like, both of these lamps. It was just a freaking pot helm. Alright, Hammond. So you've given the Earth Sprites what for? Well done, Lyn, by smiting stone and earth. What voice am I even giving this guy? I was going off of his laugh. You forged unyielding weapons of your fists. You're a nigh endless fount of vigor, Lyn. Aye, just like myself in my younger days. This is the most, this must be the promising recruit you've been telling me about. Well, of course she's promising. She's trained under Hamon Holy Fist. That's her, Master Hammond. Then I don't believe I've introduced my assistant yet. This is Chuchuto. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. As introduced, I serve as Master Hammond's right hand. Though there's still much and more I have yet to learn. Together let us strive for mastery of our art. Chuchucho joined the guild soon after I was made its master. She's my very first student, as a matter of fact. Well, there was one other, but to be sure, but let's not dwell on the past, Master. It was Lyn's bright future we were discussing. Which reminds me, did you collect my gil from her? My gear is rather worn down, and I need the money for repairs. Yes, Lyn's future with us is bright indeed. If she keeps up her efforts, she may well become the next Holy Fist. Train hard, young one, and grow strong. When the time's ripe, I'll have another lesson for you. Ha ha ha. Alright. That's a pretty nice upgrade. And then we have... Didn't I get an eye patch at some point? Or did I just... I think I just deleted the eye patch for God knows what reason. All of these things are good though. But I dislike the hat that I'm wearing right now the most. So let's go and equip the eye patch instead. You have got to be kidding me. I was just blind, wasn't I? No way. Did I seriously? Because this is the best gear for this class, right? Okay, cool. So yeah, fuck. Well, let's just forget that ever happened. I was thinking about it earlier, like, I should really go and, you know, equip my recommended gear before I get these things. Proceeds to just fuck up everything. We also go and not... son of a bitch. Let me go and switch back to my pugilist. There we go. Equip the bone hora. Hora, 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 hora. And get this going. And let's go back to the Gladiators Guild. Good, it is finished, and with that the stage of your training is complete. This time your enemies are ill-behaved ruffians, but who knows what manner of opponents you will face in the future. Regardless, I have faith that you will do well. Master your sword and you shall master yourself. Now then, there will be work for you in the days to come. Return to your training, Lyn. We will speak again. Okay, and then I get this. Let me take a look though, because level 8, and then the next one is level 15. There's no pants option available, so I guess this is the best thing I can get then. There we go. This is a fashion statement. Look at this. Well, I don't really care too much either way. So, now that we have reached the point where I can't really continue with the quests, it is time to go and deal with some monsters. So, Cactuars in Western Thanalan. Central, Western too. Central, Central, Central. So, let's go over to Western first, I think. And get all of the things going in there. It's very interesting for me to, like, start recording this early. It's been so long since I've actually done that. Central, 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 and western over here. Dusty mongrel at Horizon's Edge. Horizon's Edge over this way. Dusty mongrels. Money. Sorry. Dusty mongrels, I think. Aren't they around here somewhere? As a matter of fact, no. The true challenge of this game, people. Finding the enemy that you're supposed to beat. The fortunate thing is that I do know this game pretty dang well. Especially because I've already done all these hunting log things and even more. So I tend to know the locations of a lot of enemies. Not all enemies. That'd be impossible, but a lot of them in any case. And we get ourselves Rampart now, which is pretty dang nice. How many do I need to beat? I need to beat 3 of these. Did I miss? I did. So one of the things that can happen when you're doing hunting log stuff particularly is that you start missing enemies quite a lot. No, only one, only one. Ah, son of a fucking... You son of a dusty mongrel. So yeah, it's because you're lower leveled than the enemy, then there's a higher chance of you missing attacks. And it's really annoying. There we go. Right, so that is all for my gladiator in Western. So let's go and switch over to my pugilist. Let's see, I need to beat cactuars. Anything else in Western? Goblin muggers. Piced skin dudes. Some swarm. Sun midge swarm things. Let's begin with the cactuars because they're easy. And suddenly the free company wakes up. Which is understandable. It's I guess it's a decent hour to wake up. If you don't have to go work. Or if you're not like me. One more of these buggers. There we go. Okay. And then next up we need to go and deal with the goblin muggers, which are over this way. This is one of the enemies that can be a little bit difficult to find, because it says Hammerley, but Hammerley is like this entire freaking area. The place that they're at is also like one specific area, and it's over here. This is the goblin camp. The handy thing is that the goblins don't have like they're not highly aggressive, so they don't care if you beat up one of their kin. That's one of the most annoying things you can have when you're when you do a specific enemy, but it's basically in an enemy encampment, and then you need to like somehow reach them and then also kill them. Since I can fly right now, it makes everything a lot easier. Because if you can't fly, you have to somehow maneuver your way through there and then get them. So yeah. There we go. I'm going to put that over there. I've also just remembered something. Well, I guess I'll go and fix that later on. So I changed my HUD a little bit more. I added another hotbar in my personal... on my personal character, so I'm probably going to do that in this... on this character too. Sand toads. They are in the pit over there, I think. And desert pies and sun midge swarms. I think I've seen them before too. Foggy! They're also non-aggressive, so I can just kick their ass without having to worry about other things. Also, right. So since we have 3 moves right now as monk, so first we switch to raptor form, which means that we can use this. Then we switch to coral form, which means we can then use this. And it then changes us to Oppo form. You don't start battle with Oppo form. And then when you use boot shine again after Oppo, like when you have Oppo form, it guarantees a critical hit. So that's another thing that is pretty dang useful to know. So just keep doing your combo, really. It's not too difficult. It keeps giving you more and more damage until you are invincible. Well, kind of. There we go. That is another level up. Desert Heist and the Sudden Mitch Swarms, which are farther this way. If I remember quite right. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da. There we go. Oh, they're just over here. Nice. I'm gonna call this episode... Well, I have no idea what I'm gonna call these episodes, but I think I'm definitely gonna focus on these 3 jobs and just like town per town, or region per region. And I feel like that's gonna be good enough. Maybe I should just focus on the jobs and then I'll do side quests later on. What am I doing? I don't need to kill this thing. Well, I was thinking, and when I start thinking, I get, you know, distracted and then I screw things up. Alright, so next up is the ffXIV Central Thanalan. And then some other enemies in Central Thanalan. Let's go to switch to Thaumaturg. Central, Western, and Hammerley over here. Central, okay. So I only need to go and beat the Yarzons. The Yarzons! And then I can move on to Central Thanalan. I think I'm gonna finish this first tier of the hunting log. Yeah, sorry. Whenever anything Sandstorm related gets mentioned, I have to. There's no going around that. I have to do the Sandstorm tune. Because it's such a good song, I love it. Blizzard! Eat my blizzard! Ice, ice baby, and I'm gonna just bonk you with my staff for the final 1%. Alright, so we get ourselves Adel, which is... lowers target's physical damage dealt by 5% and magic damage dealt by 10%. I never even noticed that there was a... Was it always like this? I thought it just like decreased the damage in general, but no, it actually decreases physical or magical damage. Like physical and magical damage, with more magic than physical. Interesting maneuver. Never noticed that. Don't judge me. Right. Next up, let's go over to Central Thanalan. And I guess I'll continue with Black Mage. Blacko Mage. Let's see. Surfeit cloud in a black brush. Surfeit clouds. Cloud. I cannot do a Sephiroth like cloud. I just said Sephiroth, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, there's reasons why I said Sephiroth instead of Sephiroth. If you have played this game, you probably know why. Although it's a kind of an old trial, but I've been doing a lot of the Heavensward EX trials and all that jazz, and yeah, I now say Sephiroth instead of Sephiroth a lot. All right, that's a Surfeit. Cloud's done. Spriggan Grave Robbers, which I think are not down there though. They're back. Wait, they're at a river, I think. And I also need to go and defeat Kirin and the Sunbats. Are the Sunbats over here? I think so. Yes. I'll go and deal with these first. I'm 3 levels underneath them, but I should be fine, I think. With the emphasis on, I think. Unless if a fucking Antlion soldier decided to join. Asshole. Let me go down here because the Sunbats down here are level 10 instead of level 11, which can make a difference. It can definitely make a difference. Man, I actually really like Lyn with this freaking hat. Let's go and switch element. Wait for a second for my MP. And then start casting Blizzard like crazy. If you're not convinced why people dislike Black Mage, I think... Well, look, once again, if you like Black Mage, that's good. That's perfect, really. Like, I really don't mind too much, but... For me personally, Black Mage, I don't hate playing Black Mage. But the problem that I have with Black Mage is that whenever I need to play, like whenever I want to play it basically, I have to like relearn the entire job every single time. It's so different and so much more complicated in my opinion than any other job for me. And yeah, I always have to like basically entirely relearn how to play Black Mage whenever I use it, which is, well, that's a bit of a pain, I'm not gonna lie. The Kikiran are over this way, and I think the Spriggans are over that way, near the ruins. How do you know these things? No life, people. No social life. Well, I wouldn't say that though. I have friends in this game, and I have friends in real life, so... I just play this game a lot, when I don't have anything else to do. Or when I don't have much else to do, and say it like that. Also, another thing that I have forgotten to mention. In the last couple of moments, when you're casting a spell, you can move. And the spell will be remembered. So I can do this over here. At how much is this? At like half a second, or at least for me, depends on your ping in any case. But for me, at half a second or something, I can move, and the spell will still go off. Because of server shenanigans. This is also a very handy skill to know, especially as a healer, I would say. As a Black Mage, well, also, because that way you can, like, slowly but surely move yourself while still doing damage. So this way you can, like, move outside of an AoE in time, where otherwise you wouldn't be able to move out of the AoE if you were still casting a spell. And then you'd have to give up on the DPS then. Honestly, that is the most painful thing to do as a DPS. That is giving up on DPS. Which is the reason why more, like, Black Mages tend to die more, because they just want to finish off their freaking spells and do damage. At least that's one of the reasons why I, in any case, die more as a Black Mage. And it's only, if you're wondering, yes, it is only, I would say it's only Black Mages that have issues with casting time. All the other jobs do not have as much issues with casting times than Black Mage. Sleep is a spell that you can use. I probably won't. Puts target and all nearby enemies to sleep. It's nice, but if you hit the enemy, they're gonna instantly wake up, and it doesn't give you a bonus or anything. So it's just 2.5 seconds cast time to put enemies to sleep, and they're instantly gonna wake up again, and you might as well just do damage with your damaging spells. Okay. Let's go and switch over to Pugilist, I guess. Orobon, more Spriggan Grave Robbers over here, actually. And then an F in the clutch. Am I the only one who, like, whenever I hear clutch, I constantly have to think of Robin from One Piece? In a certain way, I do think this is probably like quite handy for some people to just be able to see where all these enemies are. I honestly have no idea what the series even is. Well, it's a completion let's play, I would say, of a game that is very difficult to complete. So that just like is almost endless. But whatever, man. I like doing it. If you like watching it, that's better. That's even better. I need to go over to that way for the Autobahn and the F's in the clutch. There are the F's. These things look, in a certain way, disturbing. Let me go and move these things over here. You will see why, once again, at a later point. This is usually how my combo works. What? Oh. The thing is, usually I do press the first button. Yeah, maybe I should just keep Buchan on the first button for now. It's gonna be a while before I get the thing that I would normally put on 1, so then I'm gonna put this on Alt F, so I can press F to stun my enemy. Right, and now we need the Autobahn, and that's gonna be it. And then all we have to do after this is get the Gladiator hunting log going. And that's probably going to be the end of the episode, and the next episode we're going to go and deal with more job quests. And probably more hunting log too. And at the same time, probably some dungeons too. Since I'm pretty dang sure that I'm reaching a point where I kind of need to level up with dungeons. Like with the combination of leveling up with dungeons and also using the hunting log. Son of a stupid toad. Do I have enough? No, I need one more. Shit. I was really hoping I'd have enough and then I could just ignore this freaking frog. Who made the fucking frogs gay? Son of a bitch, it's another frog. Let me go and heal up. I'm just gonna kill this Autobahn and then run away. Run, bitch! Run! I am also at a high level, so I can now not equip my armor, my new armor, because... There we go. Hey, look, I look weird. Do I have anything better for... Yeah, no, I don't have any magic stuff, since I... You know... haven't really done anything magic related quite yet. So, antlion workers, more spring and buggers, antlion soldiers in the clutch. So there's over here. I'm just being like right behind them. Hello, friend. Yep. And now I also need some other enemies. So this is the Black Brush, Spring 2, and the Kikirian Shell dudes also. So I need to be over here, I need to be over there. Let's go over this way first then. This is where the antlion enemies are. Or antlings, sorry. Right next to Cutter's Cry, which makes sense, because this is where the antlion queen was. The antlion queen, the sandworm, and the chimera. There we go. So we now learn Shield Bash, and we also have our tank stance button in a form of Iron Will. Shield Bash delivers an attack with a potency of 100 and also has an additional effect of stunning the enemy. So it's a thing that works on your global cooldown, so the 2.50 recast. So if I use this, it's gonna be on the same cooldown as all the other attacks. However, you can stun, so it can be useful. But to be quite honest, I don't think I've ever actually used it. Stun is very useful. And the other thing that you have, I think it's low blow. The other stun you have, I feel like that one's a little bit more useful because I can use it in between my cooldowns. You also get the oath gauge, so this just indicates if you have your tank stance on or not. And later on it gets more fancy with like stuff that you can build up just like in Warrior. So my friends, that however is going to conclude this episode of just I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're going to go and continue with all of these side quests, looking ridiculous, and just a lot of that stuff, I suppose. Goodbye.